Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to Breakdown. And today we're going to be talking about. I have a cold sore in my mouth, so if you notice I'm talking weird, you know. So let's talk about Wrestlemania 34. This light's screwing everything up, so hold on a second here. There we go. It's probably going to be a little better now. Alright, so I'm trying to find a platform to put you guys on. It's a little bit easier, but I don't really see anything per se. Anyway, let me try something else. This may help. That's a little better. There we go. Alright, so let's talk about WrestleMania 34. It's shaping out to be a great card. I hope AJ's injury doesn't, ruin that match, because that's one of the matches I think everybody wants to see. As far as the entire card, I'm pretty excited. So let's talk about the bottom of the card first. Let's kind of start with that and work our way up. And some of the matches aren't fully announced, but we can guess what's going to happen. Let's start with the Cruiserweight Championship match. I don't know what's going to happen on the pre-show. I don't know what other bonus matches they're going to throw on there for us. But I can only go with the matches that we can assume are going to happen at the pay-per-view. So, Cruiserweight Championship will be on the line. Cedric Alexander. I cannot talk with this cold sore. It's like really, really bad. Drink way too much pop. Cedric Alexander will take on Mustafa Ali. Now, I have not watched hardly any of the tournament. I watched the first two matches, and that's about it. It's a lot of wrestling for me to get through. For me to watch Raw, SmackDown, and then watch NXT and 205 Live, plus the Mixed Match Challenge. Like, that's a lot. I've not watched any of the Mixed Match Challenge. I think I started watching the first one, but then I didn't finish it. So 205 Live, I've only watched one episode, which is the first episode of the tournament. I mean, I've watched other 205 Lives in the past, but not very much. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to watch all of this wrestling. There's way too much wrestling going on right now, which is a great thing. It's not a bad thing. But Cedric's been promised this title probably for a long time. I'd be really hard-pressed if Cedric didn't walk out with this championship. So I'm going to say Cedric walks out with the title. The only thing I could see is if Mustafa wins it, and Cedric kind of continues to chase it, and Mustafa kind of turns into a bad guy. That could be interesting. Because I think Mustafa could go either way in doing this. I haven't been live, I don't think, on this channel for a long time. But it's a lot better to do the wrestling stuff live. Anyways, let's go on with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Now this is something that, and I'm kind of just going off the top of my head, so if I forget a match, then so be it. It's probably not one that's not worth either talking about. Last time I said it wasn't worth talking about during a pay-per-view review on this channel, I think it was a prediction or a results thing. It had something to do with Big Cass and Enzo, whatever, so of course it didn't mean anything. Anyways, Big Cass could come back at WrestleMania. Nobody's talking about that really. He could come back. Jeff Hardy could be in this Battle Royal as well. So there's a lot of people that aren't here that could come back and win this Battle Royal. Big Cass is probably a silent favorite to win this Battle Royal, I'm going to say, this year. I can't really sit and predict, like I said, because we don't know who all is going to be in this Battle Royal. Something the last couple years they've just kind of thrown together at the last second. I don't even think they know who's going to win the Battle Royal going into it. Mojo won it last year. Look what that did for him. Baron, it did do Baron, I think, some good coming into WWE having something. Will they give it to Baron again to kind of keep him up in the high ranks, to make him a high top player? I don't think they will. I think he'll be near the end. I think they'll have him be, one of the four guys left in the thing if they do something like that. I think he'll last a long time. I think Ziggler will also last a long time. So my top three favorites to win this is Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Big Cass. And also, I'm going to throw in a dark horse with NXT here. Is that if Lars Sullivan is in this battle royal, that would be incredible. And if they had him win it because they were going to bring him up soon, that would be interesting. Because Lars Sullivan is a big guy, and if they put him in there, if they bring Killian Dane back, because he was in it last year, the Andre Battle Royal, which kind of shocked me. I thought they were calling him up already. I was like, whoa, he's already getting called up. But Lars Sullivan is somebody who I don't think he could really do much more in NXT. I mean, you got him taking on. I haven't watched NXT recently, but I know last year. Next week it's Killian Dane versus Lars Sullivan. So wrapping up that loose end, and then he's in the North American title a tournament at Takeover. So, and I don't think he's going to win it. He's going to be too busy with Killian Dane probably, and probably have to wrap that feud up again at the tapings following Takeover. So. With that being said, there's not really much, I don't think, left for Lars to do. I don't think he's going to win the World Championship in NXT. He's not the NXT title kind of guy. He is a WWE guy. And that's why when Baron Corbin went to the main card and started being successful, I kind of called that. If you go back and watch a lot of older videos on this channel, if I talk about Baron Corbin, I said that this guy probably is going to be a success when he goes to the main roster, just because of the fact that he has that look. And people may not think he's a success now, but he will be. I think in a couple years, people are going to look back and go, man, he was such a joke in the beginning, and then he skyrocketed. And I really do think he's going to become something. If he doesn't, then they drop the ball, because he could be a huge babyface for the company, I think. Like I said, Lars could win it. There's not much more you can do with him in NXT. Bring him up, have him start feuding with Braun, have a big feud with there. Put him on Raw. He would get over so good. He would be the next Braun. He would be a huge, big guy. The Women's Battle Royal. So everybody, I say everybody. I really only watch Steven Larson when it comes to wrestling results now. I used to watch some other people. I do watch WTF moments, Cultaholic, but everybody that I watch seems like kept thinking about Sasha and Bayley having a match at WrestleMania. I never knew that was going to happen. I never guessed that was going to happen. I thought maybe, but once they announced the Battle Royal, I'm like, oh, nope, they're going to be in there. So this is what I think is going to happen at the Battle Royal. Sasha and Bayley are probably going to either be the last two, or there's going to be something in the middle of this Battle Royal that's going to cause one of them to go out of the Battle Royal, and the other is going to win. I think this is Bayley's time to get her shine back. And if you know what that means, it means that Bayley has lost all this momentum since she did that thing with Alexa Bliss, and Bliss got her championship. So I think it's time for Bayley's rise again. So I think that Bayley needs to win this. But if there's going to be a dark horse in this one that people aren't going to expect that's going to win, I could really see somebody like Ruby Riott winning this for her to claim a title shot on SmackDown, or for her to claim a title shot for Raw if she goes to Raw after the draft, which I don't know what's going on with the draft, what they're going to do, what it's all going to entail, because the pay-per-views going forward are going to be co-branded for the entire year for WWE is what I'm hearing. A lot of rumors. So even like the Backlash, I think, is the new pay-per-view that's going to be after WrestleMania. It was Payback last year, and I think it's Backlash this year. So I think what they said is it's going to be co-branded, and then the next like 3 or 4 said it was going to be co-branded. So they're all going to be co-branded pay-per-views from now on in 2018 after WrestleMania. So kind of, and that kind of leads me to believe that it's going to be like, it always seems to me like in wrestling, that it never stops, okay? Which is the coolest thing about pro wrestling. But it seems to me that that's when the new season starts, per se, for a TV show. That's kind of the start of the year for WWE. That's kind of the jumping off point to where things restart to get ready for the next WrestleMania. Um, so I think you'll see a lot of things kind of start sludging up and closing up any loose ends for that previous year and start on a new path. Um, and I'll get into that a little bit later too with SmackDown and the way Raw and how they present themselves and how WrestleMania I think is going to play a big part in this. Um, but the women, like I said, I don't really know who the dark horse would be. Maybe Ruby Riott, but I see Bayley win this for the most part. Carmella might be in it. I don't really know. Anyway, let's get to the women's matches. Let's talk about the women's match, and then we'll get to the tag matches. The women's matches this year is going to be Alexa Bliss taking on Nia Jax. This could go either two ways, and I'm going to talk about two scenarios in which Carmella might cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase, because I think it's going to happen at WrestleMania. It's just how is it going to happen? Carmella has a briefcase. Nia Jax, I think, will somehow win the championship, but then maybe Carmella will cash in on Nia Jax. Maybe that'll happen. Or Nia Jax will almost have the match won. Carmella will come down, cause a distraction, cash in, slam the briefcase into Jax's face or something, and cover Bliss and get the championship that way. That could be one way. I do think that Nia Jax is going to go over. There's no way around it. She has to win a championship to do anything, I think, past WrestleMania. Now, will I think she'll lose the title on the very next night on Raw? I do think that. Or whoever, if someone shows up, debuts on Raw, maybe like Ember Moon or something like that, they could debut and take the title off of Nia Jax. Or the winner of the Women's Battle Royal could challenge Nia and beat her the night after Raw, on Raw. Now let's jump to Charlotte Asuka. This is a lot. This is one of those matches that's not a lock at WrestleMania. I don't think a lot of people know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I think that Asuka's probably going to win. I would love to see as Charlotte Flair do something dastardly and somehow get out of this with the Women's Championship, SmackDown Women's Championship. But I do think Asuka is going to win here. Now, if Asuka wins, I'm fine with that. What I would love to happen afterwards, though, is Charlotte grabs a chair or grabs a weapon of some kind and knocks Asuka out. Carmella comes down. She cashes in. It's logical. She gets the championship. She beats Asuka, which in turn would lead to a Backlash having a triple threat match with Carmella, Asuka, and Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. That would be pretty interesting. I think the crowd would love to see that, and then you would ultimately possibly see Charlotte beating Carmella to get the belt back, and for Asuka to chase that title, maybe. Or, the other way around, for Charlotte to chase Asuka, which would be interesting. So there you go. I think that's going to be pretty interesting with those predictions. Now let's talk about the tag team division. The tag team division is going to be a little interesting. I seriously, that was like the 1 year that would be okay with like two fatal four ways on both sides. The 2 years in a row we had that. I was like, no, I didn't want that. This year I would have been perfectly okay because all these tag teams deserve a spot at WrestleMania this year, and then they don't get it. So over on SmackDown we got Usos versus New Day, which I don't know who's going to be the New Day people. They haven't announced that yet. Versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I have a sneaking suspicion that the Usos are not going to walk out with the tag straps. But if I was going to predict anything, I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to walk out with the titles. The only way around this is maybe the New Day to walk out with the tag titles. But I honestly think that this is going to result in the Usos pinning the New Day But in the back of my mind, something's just telling me like it does not going to matter. The Bludgeon Brothers are walking out with the tag straps of Mania to give them a major push and to give them staying power. The only thing about the Bludgeon Brothers winning that kind of stands out to me is that if that happens, they've got to do some major shifting of tag teams. You got to have the Usos and New Day both coming to Monday Night Raw. You got to have people going. If that's the case, then you're moving the tag team division in a different direction than what's going to be going on with the singles titles, which I guess I'll go into this a little bit. SmackDown is going to be the wrestling show, I'm assuming, and Raw is going to be the more of the big time mainstream entertainment show, which is fine with me. But I'll always watch Raw over SmackDown if I have an option. But that's where I see it going. Now, if they're going to take the tag division and kind of switch them on us to where Raw's tag division is going to be the wrestling and really let them wrestle and go out there and do their stuff, and then on SmackDown they're going to have the big powerful tag team going to go be over here, that's fine. But then that kind of leaves up in the air, like, is the club going to go to SmackDown? Is Finn Balor, since the club is going to be on SmackDown, is Balor going to follow and go to SmackDown as well and really make the draft worth it? And if that leads, that'll lead to the other singles title I'll get to in a moment. It's kind of crazy. So I think the Usos have to walk out with the tag straps. Like I said, unless there's a plan on doing what I just said, the big guys, the big muscular teams going to SmackDown and letting the wrestling teams go to Raw. I really think they need to split that up. But they got to have a kind of a mix-up, I guess, of those things to make it interesting. You can't just put all the big guys because that would be boring. But you got to be thinking about they're going to be pulling up Sanity or something like that if they're going to put straps on the Bludgeon Brothers. So I really see the Bludgeon Brothers winning. But if that doesn't happen, I honestly could see Usos pinning the New Day to solidify that they're a good tag team and to keep them high up on the tag team chain. Because you can always have New Day challenge Usos at Backlash and win the straps, or wait till SummerSlam to drop the straps back to the New Day. Because I think that's going to happen. And they could draw out. They've been doing really good work. So they could draw this out for a while. So about the Intercontinental title match, what I just talked about, if the Bludgeon Brothers win, which I'm assuming that match is going to go on before this one, that could be a good indication as to what's going to happen in an Intercontinental match, in my opinion. Seth Rollins, The Miz, and Finn Balor. I think Balor really needs to win here. He needs a championship. He's gone way too long with no championship. And if they're not pushing him toward any world's title, which there's just too many people up there, but he needs to work himself up there and get the crowd really, really hyped for him, because I think his hype has kind of dropped since I haven't did anything with him lately. He does get pops. He is popular. People like him. But he hasn't did the Demon lately. And I think in order for him to get any kind of power to move up, he needs to get the IC title. He needs to have the fans behind him doing it. So put the strap on the Finn. I think Balor needs to win in this situation. I would love for Miz to break the record, but this gives also a reason for the Miz to chase that title. And continue to do, great promos and things like that. And next time it'd be a one-on-one thing with Finn and not having to do two guys at one time trying to juggle that in the air like he has been lately. But yeah. Wouldn't be sad if Seth won, but really, why would he win? There's no point in Seth Rollins winning the championship. And I think after that, it would just kind of push him toward the Universal and have him have a program with Roman after WrestleMania, which I'd be okay with. I'd be fine with. They need to break up the Shield anyway because they're not doing anything productive. If they were going to do something productive with it, keep Roman out of the main event scene for a long time so you can get him over properly. Put him in the tag division. Make the Shield a tag team. Have him do the New Day thing. I don't know why they didn't do it from the start. Kind of stupid. But then let's jump to the... Oh, I skipped the tag team on Raw Tag Team Champions. You just have the Bar taking on Braun and a mystery partner. We still don't know who it is. I'm going to say this real quick, get it out of the way. I don't think it's going to be anybody memorable. The only thing that I can possibly think of, that if it's going to be somebody that might wrestle a little bit, and Braun might not want to tag him, but might tag him in just for a few seconds, could be The Rock. think about this for a second. And I brought this up to a guy I worked with. I'm like, what if The Rock showed up and that was his mystery partner? And all he did was wrestle that match. They win the straps, and then Rock just never shows up again. I think it'd be amazing. I mean, he'd lose the belts before Rock even showed up again on WWE. So I think it'd be interesting. Or if, like, at the last second when Braun's going to lose the belts on one of the episodes of Raw, like, you know, a couple months later, Rock randomly shows up, Rock bottoms the guy, and they retain the championships. I think that'd be neat. But I don't think that would happen. But it'd be kind of neat if The Rock showed up, they won the straps, and then Rock just never showed up, and Kurt Angle's like, well, can't do anything about it now. But he does have a partner, he just didn't show up. I think it's funny because they could reference The Rock at any time, so be kind of entertaining. Oh god, oh god. Okay, so yeah, I don't think the partner will mean anything. I think it's going to be somebody meaningless. I can't think of any. Like the only thing that I thought of, but they're saying he's injured. I don't know if I really believe it or not. Dean Ambrose, because it's been a while, and I don't think it was that major of an injury, but who knows? Maybe it was. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. If they hold out and don't announce, they may announce it tonight, Dean Ambrose, but I really don't think they will. I think they'll hold off till Mania. It'll be a big mystery, and you won't find out till WrestleMania. I think Braun and them's going to win the tag titles because Sheamus may be injured, supposedly. So we'll see if the Bar somehow walks over the titles, then Sheamus must not be injured. That's the only thing. If that happens, Sheamus ain't injured. Because they would, unless they're going to drop the titles after WrestleMania to somebody gets called up, like Authors of Pain or something. But I don't think that's going to happen. Anyways, let's talk about the U.S. title match. This is another one that's up in the air. I don't think anybody's going to be able to predict what's going to happen. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev. A lot of people want Rusev to win. He's probably not going to win. A lot of people think Bobby Roode's going to win. I don't think Bobby Roode's going to win. Randy Orton is walking in as the U.S. champion. I don't think he's walking out as the U.S. champion. The one person people, I think, less likely think it's going to happen is Jinder Mahal. I really think they're going to do it again. They're going to pull the trigger on Jinder Mahal, I think. He's going to walk out with the U.S. title at WrestleMania. I really, truly think this is going to happen. And I really hope that they pull the trigger and make him a face this year. That would be amazing. Now, there's not a lot of heels on SmackDown, but they do have the potential to have him work with Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, have a heel Sami Zayn work with a face Jinder Mahal. I think that would be a great feud. Let's do it for the next year. But there's a lot of contenders. Oh, I think I'm going to lose my connection here. So let me go ahead and finish this real quick. Oh, did I end it? Did I end it? Hold on. I'm going to hold. Well, we're on where it's at here. There we go. Let me turn that on real quick. Make sure I don't lose connection. Okay, here we go. So with that being said, I gotta hurry up and get through this so I don't get disconnected. If I get disconnected, then I'll probably just have to shoot the skin, which I don't really want to do. So let's go ahead and talk about the next one. So there you go. That's what I think Jinder Mahal is going to win. The World Championship match, AJ Styles, Nakamura. AJ Styles is a little bit injured, so that would kind of give you the suspicion that Nakamura probably is going to win the match at WrestleMania. AJ is working kind of injured right now, so I would have to say that Nakamura is going to get that belt. That could change the complexion of the WWE right there. So we'll hope for the best that Nakamura walks out with the title at WrestleMania. Or maybe we're not going to get a change in the landscape. But yeah, I truly think that could be the beginning of something great. And my mustache was going a little crazy there. But yeah, I think they'll put on a great. I think AJ and Nakamura will put on a damn good match. But I think in the end, Nakamura will get the victory. They'll get the knee to face. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. It's gonna be a good match too. And I put in the. Sorry, I was clickbaiting. Anyways, But Brock Lesnar taking on Roman, I don't think Brock Lesnar would walk out with a championship. Who thinks that? God, this is the lock of the entire show. Roman's walking out with that title. I would love there to be a bunch of shenanigans in this match. I would love Seth getting involved, freaking Braun getting involved. I would love for everything just to overbook the crap out of this match because no one wants to see this match. So overbook it. Have like a bunch of people come in, interfere, everything. For all the dust to settle, Roman walks out with the title. I'd be happy with that. I'd be super happy with that. Let's do that. But that's... Roman wins. Roman ain't losing. What are you thinking? It ain't happening. Anyways, then we get to the mixed tag match. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle are going to win this match. What's going to happen during this match? I don't know. Is The Rock going to have a part in this match? I have no idea. You know, where's The Rock going to... Supposedly he might be there somewhere. So we'll find out what's going to happen with that. Any other surprises for WrestleMania? The only thing I didn't mention was Bray Wyatt probably will debut his new gimmick, possibly in the Andre Battle Royal. That's the one thing I could see. Jeff Hardy might show up. Like I said, Big Cass might show up. Dean might show up. A lot of people. You never know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. The Hall of Fame ceremony is going to be interesting the night before. That's going to be a very, very interesting night. As far as everything else goes, I'm excited. I'm super excited for WrestleMania 34. Cena versus the flippin' Undertaker. Undertaker's going to beat Cena at WrestleMania. If they wrestle, which I'm sure they are, it's going to be an interesting match. There's already so many matches booked, so I don't think it's going to be a super long match, but it'll be an interesting match. We'll get it. There'll be a lot of hype. People will be clapping, and people will be cheering, and people will get to see the match that they wanted to see, and it's probably going to be disappointing. But let's hope the Undertaker can do stuff, and he can, you know, even if anything, maybe he'll just do a last ride, or maybe he'll do the choke slam, or something. I don't know. I don't know if he could do a tombstone anymore. I'd be kind of scared for him to do it to John Cena. But hey, John Cena's did a lot in his career, so if he gets his career ended at WrestleMania 34, hey, at least it's against the Undertaker, okay? Huh? It's what everybody wanted to see. But anyways, Taker versus Cena. That's probably the way they're going to main event it, I'm assuming, if it goes on last. I would assume. Or Ronda Rousey goes on last. Huh. I ain't seen a Taker as bigger than any of the matches on the card, to be honest. So we probably hit the main event. To be completely honest, and Taker has to win. But will Taker announce his retirement? That's the whole thing. He didn't announce his retirement last year at WrestleMania. He just did the metaphorically thing. But I think the American Badass is going to show up this week on Monday Night Raw. It would be a dumb idea for The Undertaker to show up. But Big Red, Big Evil, he shows up. That would be awesome. I would mark out. I would get up out of my fucking chair if Big Red, if American Badass shows up on friggin' Raw tonight. Oh my God. I would mark out so big if he shows up. That would be awesome. Because I would so want to see that. I want to see Dead Man Inc. versus John Thuganomics Cena at WrestleMania. I want John Cena to go full on old school. I want him to come out doing Thuganomics at WrestleMania, drop a rhyme on Undertaker before he comes out. It's going to be awesome. I'm telling you right now, Cena and Undertaker is going to steal the show at WrestleMania, and it's going to be something I think people will not forget for years to come. It's going to be a match that people wanted to see for so long, and I think they're going to go all out. With everything that people want to hate on John Cena about, there is one thing that you cannot deny about John Cena, is that he always entertains us. He's gone out of his way recently to entertain us. And he's taken a lot of L's. He's taken a lot of losses. He's let a lot of guys rise above him recently. And I do respect him for that. But at some point, he has to rise back up. And he has to stay on that level, or he can never come back to the WWE and people be shocked by his appearance. So I think that Undertaker is going to beat him. But I think very, very soon, we're going to get that John Cena Roman. And I wouldn't be surprised if John Cena Roman doesn't happen at SummerSlam again this year, and Cena walks out with the title and wins a 16-time championship at SummerSlam. Wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen. Who knows? Maybe they won't be the main event, and maybe Cena will come out and challenge Roman at the end of WrestleMania. I'm just throwing things out there, okay? I'm just throwing things out there. If that happened, I think people would walk away happy if Cena walked out with the title instead of Roman. But who knows? Crazy things, just throwing things out there. But anyways, that's what it is. Predictions. Did I forget a match? I don't think I did. Did I forget a match? I don't think I forgot a match. Oh, I did forget a match. Holy shit, I forgot that match. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Shane and Daniel Bryan. I almost forgot the match. Of course, Daniel Bryan's going to win his first match back. Why would he lose his first match back in the company? And whether it's going to turn into a triple threat match or a tag match, I think either way, Shane's going to show up at Mania. If he doesn't get in the ring very much, he may just take bumps, and that could be it. But we'll see. I don't think so. I don't think he'll even be there. I think it'll end up being a triple threat match, but we'll find out this week on SmackDown, because next Sunday is flipping WrestleMania. Holy shit. It went by so fast this year, I couldn't even see it coming. Crazy. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. I'll catch you guys later. Keep rocking and keep on watching wrestling. Later. Oh, I stopped this thing. I hit the exit. I gotta do.